We are the first African generation to do business.
It's just simply doable. Even though it's in deep dark Africa, it's doable.
We must do it better than anybody else because we are the best.
C'est une réalité.
Pictoon est le seul studio de dessin animé.
Pictoon is the only animation studio in Africa that produces television series and feature films. I did my studies in Paris at the Goblin School. It's a school specializing in animation. 7 years ago, I decided to jump in with both feet. We decided to start an animation studio in Dakar since my partner was already in Dakar.
When Pierre came with his idea, I found it brilliant, absolutely brilliant, fresh.
Our goal is to produce for the international market while respecting the international standards for quality, just like the studios in Asia, the United States, and Europe.
At the end of Pictoon's first year of existence, we decided to make our own production. It will be the first series totally made in Africa.
The series Kabongo the Storyteller is from the idea that the storyteller is a hero. I think that young people in Africa need heroes. Kabongo tours the world. It is a parable of the African immigrant who is forced to adapt in order to be accepted. It is by the force of his speech that he is accepted, not by his physical strength.
Moi, c'est Kabongo. Et voici Golo.
Kabongo says he travels the world looking for a young person to whom he can transmit his art of storytelling. Now that Pictoon has finished the Kabongo series, we are going to look for distribution partners. The message is universal, and so our challenge is to sell it throughout the world.
Maintenant, à mon tour de récupérer.
We'll use all our own funds. The banks here don't believe in the cinema. For them, cultural industries have no physical stock, and therefore, there is nothing to guarantee. For them, it is too abstract.
In Africa, we are used to having businesses that are in the informal economy or the production of large industry. To invest, put money into something which does not have any physical stock. It's not the way entrepreneurs or business people do things. The number of people who work at Pictoon varies according to our production. We have 20 to 30. That can go up to 50, even 80 according to the amount of work. The young people who work at Pictoon were trained in the studio. We don't care about diplomas. We don't care about level of studies. All that is needed is to have a good stroke of the pen.
In a country with no professional animation, none, neither in this country nor in neighboring countries, you are forced to train them yourself. It's tough. It's very tough. It means we can't grow quickly. We can't develop very much because it costs a lot. I would like for the government to give some assistance, like tax breaks, for people who create or train professionals in a given trade.
Animation takes a lot of work. Here we are in the archival room for the Kabongo series.
It's a bit of a mess, but it represents a year of work. We have a big problem with electricity. A computer doesn't last long. There are sudden drops in power, there are power outages. You can put in all surge protectors you like, but it doesn't change a thing. Every year we have to replace the entire system, and that is a supplementary cost which they don't have in other countries.
I think animation can allow Africa to express itself throughout the world.
Here present, come among us for the well-being of diseases and the downfall of humanity. His Royal Highness, the catastrophic...
I saw that with the production of a promotional film on AIDS.
The Overlord, AIDS! Disease be with you. I have come to place at your disposal my power.
This animation worked really well and was asked for throughout Africa. It was also used at the opening of an international conference on AIDS in Barcelona, at certain schools in Los Angeles, in schools and on television in Iran. When we present something that Picton has done, the first thing people think is it doesn't come from Africa. Behind the term African is hidden a bit the idea that the production that comes from Africa must be a bit thrown together, badly made, badly finished. And this is not the goal of Picton. I think there are a lot of African subjects and stories that are interesting, but that are treated by non-African producers, such as Lion King. That other people make an animated film on Africa and that are not African doesn't bother me at all. What does bother me is that Africans are not given sufficient opportunities to express themselves and to show their culture. With that, one could give the world an African viewpoint without Africa ever saying a word.
We were very proud of our first film, but now for us, it is something accomplished. Animation has been done in Africa. It's a reality.
Kabongo, 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 kabongo.